You don't understand the pain it brings. You don't ever wanna give me wings. You don't ever wanna set me free.
But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, baby, you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed, thinking something out of my nightmares. See me right there. But if I lay down and I play dead and I stay dead, then will you get bored of killing me? Then will you get bored of killing me? And will you get bored of killing me? And will you get bored of killing me? And will you get bored of killing me?
Now, in general, for aerial cinematography, I would just recommend to slow down. In most cases, I regret moving the drone too quickly. That's not to say there isn't a place for fast drone movements, but generally speaking, start slowly. With higher speeds, you are more likely to crash your precious drone, lose track of it, or have shaky and jerky footage. On that note, shoot continuous shots much longer than you think you need. Let them hang for at least 15 seconds. 30 is even better. That way, you have more shots to select in post and more wiggle room for sloppy flying. While flying, try to be diligent with your flight plan. 35 minutes feels like an hour once you're flying, but it's good to be efficient nonetheless. One easy way to do this is to shoot in reverse. If you do a slow tracking shot moving forward, when you finish, do a slow tracking shot in reverse of what you just did. If you pan up in one shot, reverse afterwards and pan down. This gives you so much more usable footage in post with not much more effort or battery life while flying. On that note, record your whole flight. Don't cut from shot to shot. That's a good way to accidentally not record a shot because you were too focused on flying. The drone is an incredible mechanical device that you can effortlessly travel in 3D space with. This is your biggest strength with a drone, so take advantage of that perspective. My biggest suggestion for getting beautiful cinematic shots is to use parallax to your advantage. Parallax is the perceived shift of the foreground to the background from the viewer's perspective. For example, you can fly by a tree in the foreground to reveal a beautiful background. You can go straight up to see a mountain appear in the background out of nowhere. Pan around a subject to reveal a massive landscape around them. You notice I said the word reveal a few times. I keep that word in the back of my head while flying. You want to reveal to the audience what they rarely have the opportunity to see. Yeah, an aerial shot of a landscape is pretty, but it becomes much more cinematic if you reveal it to the audience first. Other than that, direct overhead shots are something I really love and often forget to shoot. It's something I try to work into all of my flights now. Try doing it after you first take off to get to a high altitude, or when you land to get back to ground level. Either way, overhead shots are super cinematic and a nice visual contrast to most types of aerial shots. Once you're done flying and you have your footage ready to grade, I suggest keeping it simple, especially with footage from the Mavic, being that it has such a tiny sensor. You don't get a lot of information there. There's not a lot of latitude to push and pull the image. I would suggest lowering your highlights a little bit, crunching your shadows a touch, and increasing your saturation slightly. Color grades in general are pretty subjective, so do what looks good to you. That's about it, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed this exploration of drone cinematography. If you're interested in this type of content and want to see more of it, let me know in the comments below. Or if you have some tricks and tips of your own, please